Hi friends, I am your Joel John J. So in this video I am going to mainly speak about comparison of NRE, NRO and Fcrn account on various topics. So this will give a comparative idea for you, and I will start going on. So what type of account is best? So these accounts are best suited for whom? So NRE accounts are best suited to park your overseas savings remitted to India by converting to NRE, whereas NRO is to park Indian earnings like rent, Indian salary and dividends, etc. FCRN to maintain account in foreign currency, that's mostly on FDs. That's only on FDs I can say that. Currency is for this type of account. For NRE and NRO it will be Indian rupees only, and for FCRN foreign currency is designated by presently mostly you have US dollars, Great Britain pound, euro, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar and so on. Who are all eligible for this? For NRE account, the NRIs are eligible. For if you look at NRO account, you have NRIs, person of Indian origin and overseas citizen of India are all eligible. And for FCRN, NRIs and person of Indian origin are eligible. So the types of accounts which are in NRE account are savings, current, recurring, deposit or fixed. And in the same way for NRO as well, it will be savings, current, recurring and fixed. But for FCRN, it can be opened only as a fixed deposit. Mostly it will be from 1 year to 5 year. And what will be the mode of deposit in NRE account is foreign exchange transfer from abroad, transfers from account holders or other NRIs and NRE FCRN account held with another bank, or by deposits of foreign exchange during NRI visit to India. So these are the ways the money comes in. So income from deposits, non-reportable sources or realization from local investment sources, transfer from NRE FCRN accounts, forex remittance from abroad, or deposited in or deposited of the foreign exchange during visit to India. For FCRN, the foreign exchange remittance from abroad, NRE FCRN accounts, or deposits of foreign exchange during visit to India. These are the ways in which money is getting deposited in this. So joint we have a joint holding with residents. Only for NRO we can have that. Joint holding with the NRI we can have for all the three types of accounts. That's for NRE, NRO and FCRN. But an resident Indian can be a joint holder only for NRO accounts. Nomination facility is permissible in NRE and FCRN account, and in NRO accounts also it's permissible with both NRIs as well as residents. Repatriation, when it comes to repatriation for NRE accounts, principal and interest both are fully repatriable, and the same is with the FCRN accounts as well. Principal and interest both are fully repatriable, but for NRO accounts the interest repatriable subject to payment of tax, because the taxation part will be there in NRO account in India. So you have to pay the tax and then only you can repatriate the money. And for this NRO account, this balance remittance up to US $1 of 1 million per financial year under US 1 billion scheme. Okay. And for taxation, regarding taxation, interest except from income tax, balance not subjected to wealth tax, no gift tax provision in India. However, with the effect from 1/4/2006, amounts received in excess of rupees 50,000 may by way of gifts from persons other than specified relatives is included in domini income and chargeable of income tax. So this applies in the NRE case, and for NRO case, interest income is liable to tax, balance not subjected to wealth tax. No gift tax provision in India. However, with the effects from 1/4/2006, amount received in excess of rupees 50,000 by way of gifts from person other than specified relatives is included in drones income and chargeable to income tax. So for FCRN account as well, the same as NRE account. So when you look at the interest rates are linked to Libero and notified by Reserve Bank of India from time to time, compounded quarterly for NRE account. The same way rates are for FCRN, the rates are linked to Libero, being notified by Reserve Bank of India from time to time, but compounding here happens only on half-yearly for FCRN, and for NRE it's compounded quarterly. Both the rates are linked with the Libro, Libro rates. For NRO accounts, banks offer at par with resident accounts, but check with the banks. Loans, there may be some kind of fees and other things. That's the main thing I say. Okay, loans, and for as far as loan is concerned, NRE and Fcrn account has the same criteria. I will let you know the criteria now. Available to account holders as well as third-party residents in India. Loans in India to account holders or business investments in shared securities, purchase of house properties for own resident purpose and any other personal purpose, subject to a max of INR 1 million. Loans in India to third party for personal or business purpose, subject to a max of INR 10 millions. Loans overseas fund based / non-fund based facility for any bona fide purposes. So this is for NRE and Fcrn condition for loans, and for NRO available to account holders as well as third party residents in India. So now we are going to talk about transfers. So for NRE and Fcrn account, the same condition. Transfers of NRE Fcrn accounts of the account holders or any other NRI is permitted. Gift to residents NRI permitted. Person of power of attorney holder cannot make a gift on behalf of an NRI. So that's the kind of rule for NRE and Fcrn account. So as far as transfer is concerned with the NRO account, permissible in account holder other NRO accounts. Okay. So now we are moving to the power of autonomy status. So for NRE accounts, an autonomy can operate an account but cannot open account, make gifts, transfer funds to another NRE account, nor remit abroad. However, an autonomy can withdraw for local payments or remittance to the account holder himself through normal banking channels, provided specific powers are granted. So for this is the power of autonomy case, and for NRO, payments in rupees including payments for eligible investments as per RBI regulation, remittance outside India of current income in India of a non-resident individual account holder, net of applicable taxes, that's deducting applicable taxes. The resident power of autonomy holder is not permitted to repatriate outside India. So outside India he cannot do this. Funds held in the account other than to the non-resident individual account himself, or to make payment by way of gift to a resident on behalf of the non-resident account holder, or transfer funds from the account to another NRO account. This is in the case of NRO accounts. For Fcrn accounts, an autonomy can operate an account but cannot open the account, make gifts, transfer funds to another NRE account, nor remit abroad. However, an autonomy can withdraw for local payments or remittance to the account holder himself through normal banking channels, provided specific power or granted. So these are all the things about power of autonomy. So now we are going to look at renewals and switching of accounts. So and for renewals, we have the same conditions for NRE and Fcrn accounts. So can be renewed and easily transferred to account holders another NRE Fcrn account. Transfer to another NRI's Fcrn account permitted. Transfer abroad by way of remittance allowed. The account can also be shifted from one bank to another bank in India. So this kind of transfers are allowed. You can also shift the account from one bank to another bank in India, and these transfers are permitted here. And as far as NRO account, the conditions will be RBI has now permitted transfers from NRO account to NRE account, subjected to the submission of required documents and subject to total amount of funds transferred to NRE account and or remitted abroad through NRO account during this financial year is within the limit of USD of 1 million. That's $1 million US dollars should be the maximum. And we are now going to look at the condition when during the returning of NRI. So for NRE accounts, the account is to be redesignated as resident account immediately upon returning of funds be transferred to the resident foreign currency RFC, resident foreign currency. Okay, this is RFC, and account immediately upon returning. And for NROs, NRO account is to be re-designated as resident account immediately upon returning. Okay, and if we look at the conditions for FCRN account, can be continued and maintained as FCRN until maturity and thereafter transferable to resident foreign currency. That's again RFC account. So RFC is a term which you are coming up, abbreviation. Accounts balance converted into INR or remitted in a resident rupee. Okay, so these are the comparison between the NRO, NRE and FCRN accounts. Hope it would be a little bit difficult to understand, but I also have to rush up through this. So subscribe to my channel and stay on. Lots and lots more coming up about credit cards, debit card, and I'm going to soon make a video about forex card. And in LIC, if you are a policy holder, you have a free credit card offer as well. So I'm going to speak about a lot of things like that. So this will be very helpful for your bank interviews, your exams and all those. So stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, press the bell icon, like, share and comment on the videos. It's time to sign off, and it's Joel Janjay signing off from you. Bye.